You want healthy, glowing skin, but with all the products, trends, and conflicting advice, it's hard to know what actually works. I understand. I am Dr. Tiina Meder, a former cardiologist and specialist in the skincare development and cosmetic safety expert. I've spent years studying the science of skin. Welcome to Meder Beauty podcast, where we uncover what really matters, break down the science, and give you real expert-backed skincare advice. Whether you're looking to achieve radiant, healthy skin, curious about anti-aging, or want to understand what's really in your product, you are in the right place. Rooted in science and the truth about what your skin actually needs, we'll have in-depth conversations with leading dermatologists, medical experts, and skincare brand founders to bring you the latest innovations, evidence-based insights, and industry secrets that truly make a difference. We are so happy you are here. So let's go! Welcome to our The Skin We Live In podcast. And today I want to talk about something what is bothering me for months and years, and actually for all my professional career. The difference between anti-aging approach and the approach what we now call the active longevity. Anti-aging, it's not trendy anymore, right? You hear about it and it's all around us. People are saying that anti-aging, we cannot use it anymore. We cannot put it on the bottle or the skincare. It is not polite. It is not correct. But anti-aging is still here, and I can understand why people are looking for, because not so many people are ready to embrace aging, because aging doesn't come painlessly. But the anti-aging and active longevity approaches, they are very different. On the paper, they sound about the similar. Both deal with time, both deal with age, and in aesthetic medicine, in the skincare, in the beauty industry, both of them deal with appearance. But actually, in the real life, they define two opposite mindsets. Anti-aging is all about fighting. We fight age, we fight wrinkles, we fight dark spot. We are fighting the time. We hide, we camouflage, we pretend, we mimic the youthful look. In active longevity, it's more about managing, controlling, maintaining, and supporting the skin health. What I love about the active longevity approach, it's not about a fight. To explain this, I recently found a metaphor from another part of my life. I've been involved in many of business projects of destination spa, hotel spa, beauty salons management and creation. And actually, running and consulting the destination spa or medi spa or aesthetics clinic, it's very much like running active longevity strategy in the skincare. Why? Because hotel or spa or clinic or whatever product ages like the human body does. Especially when we are speaking about, let's say, luxury hotel, which is built and created with this mindset of eternal youth, eternal glow, eternal luxury. But it is a very complicated project. It's not about 5 members of the team. There are hundreds and sometimes thousands of members of staff working constantly on the same goal, to keep this hotel functioning. And also there are a lot of different elements of the structures, from the building elements like walls and ceiling and whatever, until furniture and restaurant and functioning spa. So, in this episode, I want you to imagine that your skin is a luxury hotel, which you manage for your lifetime. And I think when you think about your skin as a luxury hotel, the difference between anti-aging and active longevity mindset will become very clear. So let's start from the beginning. How this luxury hotel is created. First of all, some group of enthusiasts, investors, architects, people specializing in the hotel management, they get all together, they're sitting in a room, and they are planning a beautiful, new, amazing project. In that moment, when the project is just born, everything seems possible. You just need a budget. And the very first day of this project, the day of the very first conversation, when you've been planning different part of the hotel, when you've been planning a budget, a staff schedule, in this very day, your hotel starts to age. Exactly like human body does. When I'm hearing to people saying then aging starts at 25, for me it sounds a little bit ridiculous because it is not. Even if we don't see any signs of age at 25, it started 25 years ago and 9 months ago. It started exactly at the moment when the egg meets the father's sperm. Because once something started, it started to change following the time-related changes. So we call it aging. Just at some point we love it. So at the early stage, our resources feel unlimited. And they are quite unlimited. You can plan everything. You can plan extra space, you can double the staff, you can hire the best people, you can find amazing trainers who run your team, you can buy the best materials, find the best builders. Everything can be amazing. So you set up internal control, you get a regular equipment check, you get best cleaning products, you have different kind of health insurance, security procedures. Everything is on the top. And obviously, you create protocols. You create manuals and blueprints, licenses, certificates. It is the DNA of your hotel. And why it calls DNA? Because it acts like a DNA when all information is coded. And you can find it at the moment when you need it. And finally, your shining new project is born. We even use the same word. So it's born as a baby. And at this moment, when in this project, in your new luxury hotel, the first guests arrive, everything looks absolutely brilliant. The lobby smells amazing, everything sparkles, everything shines, staff smiles. But exactly at this moment, the degradation starts. With the very first suitcase rolling on your beautiful new carpet, it starts wear and tear. You know what? The second law of thermodynamics applied to everything on the planet Earth, to the luxury hotel and to the human body. Chaos is always more powerful than organized structure, and breaking things is easier than build the same thing or create it. If you don't support your beloved luxury hotel from the very first day, and you should support it constantly, consciously, properly, it will not live long. And more importantly, it will not live happy, because at some first period of life, all the small wear and tears, they will be invisible, like in our childhood, when everything is just building and created and just developing, in the sense when we want it, we don't see the signs of degradation. But at some point, at some day, we will see the first cracks. And our skin is exactly the same. So let's use this metaphor for our skin. At birth, our skin, lovely hotel, is absolutely new, well built, lit, has all genetic blueprints on the place. But over time, we have UV, ultraviolet damage, we have air pollution, we have stress, we have mechanical stress, hormonal changes, a lack of sleep, changes of diet, and all it acts like heavy suitcases. And that wear down, the walls and carpets, pipes start leaking, electricity start to blink, so everything starts to signal. Then it needs the serious maintenance. So when you see these first signs like cracks in the wall, or lack of painting, or dirty carpet, or unsmiling stuff, what do you do? And here we come to different approaches. First approach, quick fixes. You can say you stuff to smile again when you are at reception, no matter what, just stay smiling. You can paint your walls with a fresh painting and cover its cracks. You can change carpets quickly without thinking about these materials. So you can do a lot of things using the sprays. If your pipes are leaking a little bit and if the smell from toilet is unpleasant. At some point, it's possible to hide and cover. And it can be expensive, but it is very efficient and very flashy and helps your hotel look brand new until some days. And it is an anti-aging. For other approach, you need this daily scrupulous maintenance. You need this meticulous, sometimes very boring, daily check, daily maintenance, daily control, regular training for your staff. You should care about your staff members, knowing a lot about their life. And we call it active longevity. When you do something every day for your skin, or when you do something for the management and maintenance of your luxury hotel on the daily basis. So let's define these two mindsets a little bit more clearly. What is the key questions which answering anti-aging? Anti-aging answer one question: how can I look younger? In skincare, anti-aging often stops on the surface. If we can eliminate or erase wrinkles, hurrah, the victory. The wrinkles disappears. We forget about it for a few months. If we can plump lips, brilliant, we plump them. You look different, you look youthful. We can tighten, we can polish, we can exfoliate, and everything looks beautiful on the day when you did it. But this time, you should do it more often, and results become less predictable and much less long-lasting. So it's painting over cracks in the hotel walls. And it's like ordering expensive catering when your kitchen doesn't work. It's always better to have a functioning kitchen with an amazing chef, but you can replace it with catering until sometimes. So your hotel can look, smell, be amazing, but the wiring is still faulty. Pipes are still leaking. Staff is exhausted. So the foundation of your hotel is cracking. Nothing really was repaired when you paint the wall. Nothing really was repaired when you just eliminated a wrinkle knowing that it will come back in 3 months. It's not about freezing you at 35. It's the real active longevity. It's about making your skin and body function for long years in a row. So the key questions of active longevity mindset, it is: how can I live longer? How can I live happier? How can I stay energetic, clear-minded? And how can I keep my skin healthier, resilient, and functioning for many years in my future? So the whole idea is: do not fix yourself in some imaginary ideal 35 or 25 or 45 years of age. The whole idea is to repair everything on time. And even if your beautiful chandelier will start to take a little bit of patching, it's still functioning, it's still beautiful. It can look a little bit different, but these changes are much more delicate. So, in the hotel language, when we see cracks in the wall, we don't paint over them. We check everything behind them. So we check the wiring, we reinforce the foundation, we fix the leaks, we clean everything thoroughly, and only after that, we are using this fresh layer of painting. So anti-aging is really focuses on the visible signs of aging. most of all wrinkles, but also spots, different signs of dyspigmentation, sagging of jawline, lack of elasticity of the skin, dullness, and so on. Also, the methods and procedures of anti-aging, they are focusing on elimination and erasing of these visible signs. So they are quite quick and they can be expensive. There will be injections, chemical pills, laser, radiofrequency therapy, ultrasound therapy, but they're taken more or less in isolation, like a key thing. And what is another sign of the anti-aging approach, which I think is very, valuable for the diagnostic and recognition of this approach, this negative message and fear monger. So if you don't do it right now, it would be too late 10 years later. If you don't prevent your wrinkles formation, or if you don't eliminate your first wrinkles, you will be all wrinkled when you'll be 50. So we should build a foundation. We should recreate this and maintain these blueprints in our skin and in our body to get long-lasting results and to look natural, because the thing is that we all want to look fresh and youthful. It's very pleasant, but we want to look natural. We don't want to look like a caricature. And unfortunately, this caricature look, it's very often happens when you overuse anti-aging strategy. So what is active longevity? Active longevity, in the first place, we protect the DNA of our skin cells, and we protect our building structures. We protect our proteins like collagen and elastin. We protect our hyaluronic acid. We protect our barrier function and our microbiome. Another focus, it is a chronic inflammation, which is very well known for being one of the key part of the aging process in the skin and our body. So we are always in focus to count down, to control the inflammation in the skin, as well as the skin irritation. So for me, all these methods, procedures, ingredients, products, which are irritating for the skin, I will not accept it, because the irritation comes with a price. Irritation, it is a sign of the inflammation. And if your skin is constantly irritated, it means it is inflamed. And inflammation accelerates the aging process in the skin. So I will avoid it at any price. Also, with active longevity mindset, we support the communication between cells. We support the healthy skin renewal. We are not speeding up the skin renewal like it is the best thing in the world. Probably you've been hearing a lot about it, like this product or these ingredients. Oh my God, they speed up the skin renewal. We all need it. We don't need speeding up the skin renewal if the skin renewal is healthy. We need to speeding up the skin renewal only if it was slowered. And also we should be very reasonable about it. And we care about the health span of our skin. It is a healthy lifespan of our skin. We need longer lifespan for our skin cells, but it should be healthy, because no one needs senescent, tired, weak cells in your skin. If your fibroblasts, the dermis cells producing collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid, they are aged and they are already senescent, there's no point to stimulate them. Because when you stimulate aged senescent fibroblasts, they will not produce the collagen for you. They will produce a lot of enzymes destroying collagen. That's the thing about cells. The aging process could really transform them from cell builders to the cells destroyers. And activation of cell destroyers will just accelerate the aging process, destroying the whole matrix of the skin. So we should care about not only longevity of the skin cells, but the active health and longevity of the skin cells. So it should work with your biology instead of fighting your biology. So we don't fight age. We work with an age. And obviously, it leans on the everyday habit. Sleep, diet, physical activity, microbiome, and obviously science-based skincare. It is not on the foundation of the pyramid. I like to speak about the skin needs like we are speaking about muscle pyramid of the human needs. The foundation is security. The foundation is food. If you are insecure, if you're starving, you cannot think about spiritual growth or something like this. Exactly the same with the skin. If we're using metaphor of the luxury hotel, it's no point of buying some kind of new shining light bulbs or chandelier for your lobby if all walls are cracked. So we should think about foundation in the first place. So the anti-aging clause asks, how do I look younger tomorrow? The active longevity asks how I stay active, able, comfortable, and radiant in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, maybe 50 years. So it is not about camouflage. Anti-aging, it is mostly about camouflage. Makeup, it is simple anti-aging, very efficient, but it doesn't help your skin to live longer. And active longevity is partnering with your future self. So everything what you will do today with active longevity mindset, you will be grateful for it in 15 years. So it kind like of hiring a brilliant, amazing general manager for your skin hotel. And this manager will be aware of everything what happens in your skin 24/7, 365. So if you let me illustrate this example with some type of very popular aesthetic procedures, which can be used for anti-aging and active longevity in the same time, but it will be two different strategies. Botox, or so-called Botox. Obviously, Botox, it is a commercial name. So I am speaking about botulinum toxins injectables for wrinkles treatment. It is an amazing, revolutionary procedures. It came from the medicine because botulinum toxin was used for ophthalmology treatment, neurology treatment. It was used in the pediatry. So it is one of the really amazing revolution in the medicine, but it was noticed. Then when it was used for the ophthalmology and neurology treatment in the eye area, it helps wrinkles to disappear. And it became the most famous aesthetic injectable treatments of all the time. Every year, dozens of millions of people, not only women, men and women, they are undergoing Botox procedures. Sometimes, many times a year, like 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a year, just to eliminate wrinkles. So it works great. It paralyzes facial muscles. When facial muscles are paralyzed, they're relaxed, so you don't have wrinkles which was born because of the contraction of these muscles. If Botox injections are used as an isolated strategy to treat wrinkles, it is a classic anti-aging move. You see the line, you paralyze muscles, the line softens, quick, effective. The results can be seen tomorrow. They stay in place for 18 until 24, 25 weeks. Everything is going until the moment it is not. If it is all you do, it's like you are just turning off the noisy air condition in the room because it makes sounds, but you don't think about the air quality in the same time. Botox, when it is used as an isolated strategy, doesn't address any roots. of wrinkles. Because wrinkles are formed because of something which happened deeper in the skin, in the muscles, in the brain, in your body. Botox cannot address any kind of psychological issue. And your wrinkles can be formed because you're constantly worried about your finance, or about your relatives, or about your career, or about something else. Botox cannot address some physiological roots. Because why wrinkles are formed? Because your skin is deficient in collagen. It's less elastic. It's less resilient. It's less productive. It cannot synthesize collagen so much as it did a few years before. Also, it can be sun damage of the skin. Does Botox address sun damage? Not at all. Glycation in famous sugar face, same thing. Botox just doesn't mix up with all these mechanisms. It just paralyzes muscles. It does literally nothing for the skin except for troubling the microcirculation in the skin, because the small capillaries, small vessels, they also paralyzed. So you have this classic little bit puffy look, especially when it was done in the more or less large area. It doesn't address microbiome changes. It doesn't address low-grade chronic inflammation, hormonal changes, whatever, nothing. And also, obviously, Botox doesn't address any lifestyle factors which lead it to the skin changes. You will not exercise more because you did Botox. You will not eat better because you injected Botox in your face. You will not sleep better because of it. So none of the wrinkles root will be addressed. So your wrinkle will be back when your muscles will restart to contract, when this intoxication of muscles, toxic paralysis, will be physiologically restored. And if you only inject the Botox in your wrinkles, you freeze it, and you freeze the symptoms, you eliminate the visual sign. You are not addressing the cause. So it's like in the hotel terms. You will say your receptionist, smile more. But all around this reception, you see these leaking pipes and faulty wires and cracks in the wall. So if you want to use Botox injections as a part of the active longevity strategy, it still can be used. We are not canceling these procedures. We are not canceling this methodology because in isolation, it doesn't work for our strategy. We change the strategy. So with the mindset of active longevity, how we address wrinkles. First of all, it is a time of the first consultation. It is very important to understand why these wrinkles have been formed in the first place. If you see this constantly worried face, it is a good time to discuss some worry with the patient. And if it is someone who has a sleep disturbance, who is under enormous stress, who is experiencing anxiety or depression, it is the right time to call for psychological help. So if you see that someone is experiencing anxiety or depression or constant worrying or anything else, it is a good time for the psychology consultation, for the psychotherapy, for mental health professional help. Also, we should speak about the sleep, because unfortunately the lack of the sleep, it's very difficult to compensate with the topical skincare or aesthetic procedures. And once again, you can get a lot of professional help in this area. So if you don't sleep well, it is a good time to work on your sleep schedule before you start to eliminate your wrinkles, which have been born because of this sleep disturbance. Also, it is always a good time to discuss the healthy diet and regular physical activity, because regular physical activity just activates all genetic, epigenetic mechanisms in your skin. It's power your mitochondria. It creates a lot of energy for your skin cells. If you're not moving, if you don't get all necessary nutrients for the skin, wrinkles will continue to form. Even if you eliminate 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 of them, your skin will form new wrinkles because of lack of all these essential elements for your skin health. Another thing, it is a health management. That's not everyone who works in our beauty industry and even in the aesthetic medicine industry. They are certified medical professionals. They can be beauticians, they can be consultants, but also it is always a good thing to reflect a little bit about potential health issue. If you speak with a woman entering the menopause, it's always a good idea to get a consultation about menopause characteristic and maybe, if needed, get some help. Also, there can be signs of different health condition, from hormonal to some deficiency like anemia. So if something could worry you, if you think that something is not right, it's a good time to coordinate this patient with a GP or functional practitioner if needed. And finally, after psychological support, after the check of the lifestyle and health management, more or less, we are ready to intervene and to speak about the wrinkles. But before we inject into the muscles, we should be sure that your skincare routine is personalized, is individual, it is functional, and it is efficient. Because wrinkles can be born because of the skin dehydration or significant ultraviolet damage of the skin, or oxidative stress in the skin, or impaired skin barrier. So we start from the analysis of existing skincare routine. We should take off all types of aggression from the skin. Once again, as I mentioned previously, the inflammation. So we should calm down the inflammation. We should work to restore the skin barrier. We should rehydrate the skin to achieve the healthy level of the moisturization in the stratum corneum, superficial skin layer, and deeper skin layers. We should reinforce skin mitochondria, re-energize the skin to be sure that skin has all necessary nutrients in the skin. It's not deficient in some vitamins or in some lipids like ceramides or fatty acids. And we should create the condition when skin can thrive, when skin cells can communicate healthily, when skin cells are not fighting inflammation, when skin cells are not losing the water from the extracellular matrix all the time, when capillaries are not exposed to the external damage. And actually, it doesn't take so much time, because a lot of people, they think, okay, I will inject today because the skincare takes months and years to repair the skin. Actually not. You can restore the skin comfort in a few days using modern skincare formulations if they are really personalized for your skin. If your skin gets the proper diagnostic, and if you have this individual recommendation for your beautician with real good quality skincare, you can restore comfort in a few days. You can get your microbiome balanced in 7-10 days, and after you should just maintain this balance. It's not a quick fix, but it's not 3-month strategy. And to moisturize the skin, you need a couple of weeks if your skin wasn't significantly dehydrated, just dry it off, and probably until 1 month to moisturize it properly and to restore skin barrier, to repair skin barrier for the long-lasting health of the skin. So you take a couple of weeks, maybe 1 month before injecting your muscles. And what happens If you go for these Botox injections, after addressing all these underlying issues, like psychological issues, health, lifestyle, physicals, and skincare, first of all, you need smaller dose of botulinum toxin. It can be used very locally because part of your wrinkles will be softened or will even disappear because of the proper skin hydration, of the proper skin nutrition and energization. And you will not lose results of botulinum toxin in 18 weeks because your skin will be healthier, it will be stronger, and with active longevity mindset, you will probably need another injection, but not more often than a couple of times in a year, maybe even more rare. So the benefits are there. You will look more natural, your skin look healthier, your age-related signs will be less visible, but they will not be camouflaged. They will be repaired as much as it's possible, and it is very important, then it would be low risk of side effects and complications. And speaking about botulinum toxin injectables, yes, they are performed on millions of people, but also there are thousands of people who are suffering from side effects, from asymmetry, from unwanted puffiness of the face, for something going wrong after injectables. And it's a whole new cluster of these potential side effects and sequelae found just recently and unfortunately scientifically proven to be true. It is interaction of the botulinum toxin with muscles which leads to changes of your brain functioning, especially in the amygdala area. And amygdala is responsible for the recognition of emotions, for the big part of nonverbal communication, and for the empathy. And unfortunately, it was scientifically proven that people who are experiencing the botulinum toxin paralyzation of facial muscles, so simply speaking, facial wrinkles treatment with botulinum toxin injections, if they do it regularly, in a few years, they lose the ability to recognize emotions of other people like they did previously. They lose about probably 20% of this ability. They lose a part of their empathy. They lose a part of their nonverbal communication. And do you want it? I suppose not. If you can do Botox less often, it will resolve the problem. So let's pull together the concrete strategy you can apply with or without injectables, laser, or whatever else, just with the mindset of active longevity or anti-aging. So let's discuss active longevity, your luxury hotel management. So when you commit to active longevity, you play as a general manager of your luxury skin hotel. You stop outsourcing your decision, you stop painting the walls, you stop going to trends, and you start using real protocols created by real doctors specializing and scientists specializing in active longevity. So first of all, the first pillar, foundation. Lifestyle is health span for your skin cells. You prioritize sleep. It is your main nightly renovation program. Every night, your skin renovates, so you should not miss it. Other point, choose a physical activity you enjoy. Only physical activity which you will be able to perform for many years, that's only enjoyable physical activity. If you don't like running, don't run, dance. If you don't like strength training, go for yoga. There are hundreds of types of physical activity. You can find yours. If you don't like something, just don't force yourself. Look for something else. And it will support the circulation, it will support your mitochondria, it will really recharge power stations of your body and power stations of your skin. And also it helps to natural detoxification of your body. So it's like the regular general cleaning of the hotel when you're working out regularly. You eat to supply building blocks, to build walls, to build collagen. You need to eat healthy. So you should get enough of proteins, you should get enough of healthy fats, but also antioxidants, fibers, waters. So you minimize ultra-processed food. You go for healthy food. You minimize excessive sugar. You go for natural sweetness of fruits and vegetables. And actually, just recently, I read the very nice research published in the Journal of American Medical Association, which been comparing low-fat and low-carbs diets. They are very trendy in the last years, and a lot of people they are following them to lose weight, to maintain healthy weight, and so on. And it was 20 years long discussion. What is better? To eat protein and fat and to minimize carbs, or to minimize fats and eat more healthy carbs and proteins. Revolutionary finding is that it doesn't matter. Both low carbs and low fat diets can be good for your health, can help you lose weight, can help you maintain weight. And both of them can be bad for your health and will not be helpful, because only thing what matters, it's your choice of the food. If you're choosing healthy carbs and healthy proteins and will minimize fat, you will be doing well too. And very probably, if you not minimize anything except for ultra-processed food and excessive sugar, you will live longer and your weight will be under control. So the first foundation, sleep, food, physical activity, and the stress management. Also very important, because when your cortisol level is too high, nothing good happens in the body, nothing good happens in the skin. High level of cortisol accelerates the skin aging and the body aging. So we should find a way to manage the stress. It is impossible to avoid stress, but we can manage it. Actually, I had the whole episode of podcast about the stress. So if you have time, just listen it. It would be helpful. Another step after you created all this foundation, we go to our muscle pyramid a little bit higher and we go for the skincare. But with mindset, then skincare is not magic. Skincare, it is a maintenance. It is not a fresh painting on the wall. Fresh painting, it is makeup. The skincare acts deeper, and you should use skincare on a daily basis, regularly, preferably twice a day, because very few of ingredients and very few of products which can keep the concentration of ingredients active for more than 10 or 12 hours in the skin. So in the skincare, there are a few key points. First, skin barrier. You should respect the barrier. We are speaking about repair the barrier for a long time, but in the first place, please don't destroy your skin barrier. Respect your skin barrier. Don't use harsh cleanser. Use gentle cleansing, non-foaming cleansing instead. Do not over-exfoliate the skin. Prefer skin identical, skin-friendly products, which helps to restore your stratum corneum. It's called corneotherapy, by the way. So barrier-supportive ingredients like ceramides, squalane, lecithin, fatty acid, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, there are plenty of them. Another point, support your proteins in the skin. You already eat, I suppose, because your general manager of the skin makes you eat healthier. But also, we support our collagen and elastin with a consistent, regular, but very gentle stimulation of fibroblast skin cells producing these essential proteins. So we are using different types of peptides, probiotics, vitamins, niacinamide, resveratrol, which helps to keep your skin cells active. Keep your skin cells communicating with each other healthily. Also, we should not only maintain the healthy collagen production. We should protect our collagen and protect our hyaluronic acid from the damage, because they're a two-way highway, right? If your collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid are damaged constantly, you cannot produce them enough. So we should protect them, first of all, from the ultraviolet, hello sunscreens, but also against the pollution. And it's like a leaking ceiling in your hotel. When your roof is leaking, you are not inject something on the penthouse. You repair the roof, so you repair the barrier, and you protect this barrier. So rain will not penetrate into your beautiful luxury building. And also, we work with an inflammation, so you should use antioxidants in your skincare on a daily basis, because there's constant fire alarms of the low-grade inflammation, creating this white noise and the chaos in your luxury skin hotel. And finally, you work with your microbiome instead of sterilizing your skin, instead of using antibacterial ingredients. We support the microbiome. We are trying to maintain the healthy balance of the microbiome on the everyday life of your skin, using prebiotics and probiotics and all kind of biotics for your skin. So you see your skin cells as staff members. It should stay happy, should stay able to be active, functioning, communicate, to get some relaxation, to get some rest. Do not work 24 hours a day. You should protect your skin hotel structures, walls and roofs and everything. And you should care about everything inside. And when everything is maintained, when you have all these protocols, yes, sometimes you need a fresh painting. Sometimes you need some refurbishment of your hotel. And here you have all this aesthetic, intense treatment. Why not? But only if your skin structures functions healthily. You will never start with the refurbishment in the hotel which is destroyed by age-related changes and wasn't maintained for years. So we start with maintenance. And actually that's what we do in Meder. Since 2009, when I launched the brand, I didn't launch it like one product with magic peptides. I was tempted to do so because peptides are amazing. With peptides, you can really treat wrinkles. And my first idea of my first product was using peptides and probiotics to provide pregnant women with an alternative of wrinkles treatment instead of Botox. But working on the first formulation, I understood that it doesn't make sense if we don't prepare the skin. If we don't provide you with antioxidant protection, if we don't repair the skin barrier, if we don't hydrate and moisturize the skin. So even our very first product, it was a set of products for professional use. And we continue using this active longevity. And I still have my mindset of cosmetic safety expert and active longevity advocate for years. And we continue to create new formulation and to educate beauty professionals in more than 30 countries over the world about the active longevity and about this long-time strategy, which help you not only look useful today, but to stay younger, to live better, look and feel happier and healthier in the upcoming years until 35, 55, 75, 100, if you want it. So, with skincare, we can help you run your skin hotel as a wise general manager, not just constantly panicking marketing director. So, I think that's probably next time when you're being offered some amazing new product or injections or aesthetic procedures, maybe you should ask yourself, Am I trying to fight my age with this? Or I can really support my future self with these procedures. And if you find the place in this support, in the active longevity mindset, with this new product or ingredients or anything else, why not? Do it. So, probably, simply speaking, don't do anything which you will not be grateful in 10 years. Ask yourself how it will affect my future and the future of my skin, the future of my luxury skin hotel. Thank you so much for listening. And if you find this topic controversial, let's discuss it in comments. If you want me to explore some specific question, just leave a comment and I will be happy to discuss, and I will be happy to speak about it later. And also, please like the episode on the platform when you are listening to us. Like, share, tell your friends to listen our podcast. Let's stay healthy together. Thank you for joining us today on the Meder Beauty podcast. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an expert skincare tip. Have a question or topic you'd like for me to cover? Send me a message at podcast@mederbeauty.com and let's keep the conversation going. Also, you can visit mederbeauty.com and discover Meder Skincare, which I created. And if you enjoyed the show, I'd love if you left a review. It helps others find the podcast and keeps us growing. Until next time, stay healthy, stay glowing, and take care of your skin.